Good evening. I'm John Robertson for Brett Baer. This Christmas Eve, a time of the year generally devoted to peace and goodwill, is instead tonight seeing displays of violence and hatred over the issue of how police do their jobs. Tensions continue in New York City after Saturday's murder of 2 NYPD cops. And the St. Louis area is once again under tremendous pressure after the third fatal shooting of a black suspect by a white police officer since the Michael Brown killing back in August. Police say they have proof the man in this case pointed a gun at the officer. Senior correspondent Rick Leventhal is in New York tonight with our top story.
Another police officer kills another 18-year-old black man in Missouri, drawing an angry crowd of some 200 to 300 people who threw bricks, rocks, and some kind of explosives at cops gathered at the scene. But despite being just a few miles from Ferguson, local authorities say there's no comparison between this incident and the death of Michael Brown.
When I got there, we were all saying the same thing. Here's a white policeman killing a black young man. So when does this stop? And I can assure you that did not happen last night.
Surveillance cameras at the gas station captured the moment the suspect, Antonio Martin, and another man approached the officer responding to a shoplifting call. You can see Martin take a step back, pull a 9mm handgun, and point it at the 6-year veteran, who pulls his own gun and fires 3 shots. The officer falls backwards, and a second angle shows the man who was with Martin running from the scene.
This is a tragedy for everybody, and our hearts certainly go out to the family of the decedent's family. But bad choices were made. You know, we didn't have the opportunity. This individual could have complied with the officer. He could have ran away. He could have dropped the gun. All sorts of things couldn't happen.
At least 4 people were arrested for assaulting police officers after the shooting. Some police cars were damaged and windows were broken at a gas station across the street. Antonio Martin's mother says as far as she knew, her son didn't own a gun.
They won't tell me nothing. His girlfriend told me that the police was messing with him. He was finna get up and run. When he was trying to get up and run, they started shooting him.
But police say Martin had been arrested numerous times on charges including assault and armed robbery, and the officer was in fear for his life. Missouri's governor released a statement saying the events in Berkeley are a reminder that law enforcement officers have a difficult and often dangerous job in protecting themselves and law-abiding citizens. In New York, demonstrators ignored Mayor Bill de Blasio's call to suspend protests after the assassinations of 2 police officers in Brooklyn, continuing to rally against what they call police brutality in the wake of the Ferguson shooting and the death of Eric Garner on Staten Island. And security has been beefed up at 2 precincts after reported threats from a Baltimore street gang called Black Guerrilla Family. The NYPD says it's investigated hundreds of online postings and possible threats and opened 40 investigations, resulting in 4 arrests so far. Cops on the street have been advised to remain vigilant and on guard for more possible attacks. John?
Rick Leventhal in New York tonight. Rick, thanks.